Curtis Blaydes says that John Jones is not a real heavyweight. He says, John, I'm sorry. I don't think you've actually fought at heavyweight. I'm sorry. I don't. I view Tom Aspinall as the guy with the real belt. With John, I'm going to be honest, he doesn't look like a heavyweight. He looked a little top heavy. He doesn't really have the legs of a heavyweight. I don't view him as a heavyweight. I agree with Curtis Blaydes because for the majority of John Jones' career, he enjoyed a size advantage over his opponents. His closest fights are the ones where that size advantage was a little bit more eye to eye instead of it like being like this, Lyoto Machida looking up at him. You know what I'm saying? It was a little more eye to eye. The Gustafsson fight, the Dominic Reyes fight, and you saw a difference. You saw a difference in how John handled himself in the striking. He was getting touched up a little bit. You know what I mean? Now, for these reasons, I agree with Curtis Blaydes. I also think that's why John Jones got hurt. I think John Jones isn't used to being in the wrestling room with these much bigger guys and going with them. And I think he tried to muscle. They released the footage. You could, come up to your own conclusion after watching the footage, but just look up John Jones injured, grappling, and it'll pop up. In my estimation, he tried to go strength for strength with a guy that was a true blue heavyweight, and the true blue heavyweight won out on that strength for strength, and it was almost like he was working out, and he tried to lift up the weight, and he tore his shit, and that's what happened. And yeah, that's my estimation of it, and that just goes to show the inexperience that he has grappling these guys. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have that kind of strength. Like, yeah, sure, he may be able to deadlift 500 pounds or whatever it is he's posting on his Instagram and things like that, but I don't think he has the strength of the wrestling strength of a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Going in, being tugged on, pulled on this way, that way, yanked around, slammed on your back, things like this. I don't think he's scrambling, trying to win position. I don't think he's used to doing that to guys that are natural, true blue heavyweights. And you saw that, and that's why he got injured. And yeah, I just agree with Curtis Blaydes here. He says Tom Aspinall is the real belt. You could say that, but that's not true. That is actually not true. John Jones has the real belt. There's a reason why he's always brought up in your interviews and Tom Aspinall's interviews. There's a reason why every chance you guys get, you bring up John Jones. And, every chance a reporter gets, they ask you about John Jones. There's a reason why. And it's because John Jones is the true number one. He is the heavyweight champion. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not take anything away from the guy. Because I agree with Curtis Blaydes, I'm also going to throw this out there. I'm going to say that when John Jones comes back, and if he truly sticks around, right? Let's say he doesn't just fight Stipe, wins, and goes off into the sunset, which not for nothing. You guys are counting out Stipe, man. You guys are calling Stipe this old man. You guys are acting like Stipe can't fight. And come on, man. Come on, bro. If Stipe Miocic lands a right hand on John Jones, it's going to hurt him. It's going to sting him. You know what I mean? And you guys are acting like it can't happen. I'm just here to tell you that it can happen. But let's just say he does. He doesn't, right? Let's say John Jones goes in there, does what he does, dispatches of Stipe, and et cetera, et cetera. I'm not sure he sticks around, and if he does, I don't think he beats all of these guys. I don't necessarily think he beats I don't want to go that far to say he loses to Curtis Blaydes. I really don't want to go that far. But styles do make fights. Anything could happen. Who knows? But here, I think Tom Aspinall wins. I think Tom Aspinall wins that fight. I think Tom Aspinall is really fast. And he I don't want to say he made a believer out of me after the Sergey Pavlovich fight, but he definitely opened my eyes to his capabilities as well. I didn't think Tom had it like that. I didn't think he would just crack Sergey the way he did, and Sergey go out like that. I didn't think his punches would have that kind of effect on Sergey, especially early. I thought Sergey would have been more on a blitz. I thought Sergey would have been more trying to take his head off. I thought Sergey, when he did crack him with the left hand, I didn't expect Tom to eat it so well. You know what I mean? Even though it wasn't the best left hand, but, Sergey cracked him with a shot that would have folded a lot of other people. And Tom Aspinall ate it, stood in the pocket with him, and landed shots of his own, and ultimately ended the fight. So he definitely opened my eyes to his capabilities, and I do think that if he was to crack John Jones, if he was to, land some heavy shots on John, he's quick too. Tom Aspinall is pretty quick with his hands too. And if he was to surprise John, I think he could beat John Jones too. I think even, Francis isn't around anymore, so you can't throw Francis out there. But I thought Francis would have been the one to beat John Jones. Back when that was a fight that could have been made, I thought Francis was going to be that guy. Ultimately, I don't see John doing that. But if he does, right? If he does, you gotta give him the credit that he's owed and due, and say that the second run at light heavyweight, or at heavyweight rather, is cemented him as the GOAT. For him to run off contenders at light heavyweight and run out X amount of title wins and all these things, and for him to do the same damn thing in heavyweight at his age, it would just be incredible. It would be a tip of the cap story, all things like that. But now, like, that's what dreams are made of. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like fairy tale shit. So I don't know if that's actually possible in reality. But if it was, you got to give him the credit it deserves. But I think I covered everything on this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, whether you agree, disagree. It does not matter. Just join the discussion, follow for more, and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.